Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope you all are good. Okay, I too fine. Okay, shall we go back to our lesson that we have left yesterday under the selection process? After the scrutinizing the applications, they have to conduct test. Under test, there are two varieties of test: ability test and personality test. Under ability test, we have learned that first one aptitude test. Then to test the aptitude or the cognitive function in a specific area, they have to conduct many tests: reasoning test, numerical reasoning, verbal reasoning, many tests. Then in addition to these tests, some more tests will be conducted. Seventh one, situational judgment test. Situational judgment test. Here, sometimes a particular person may have one critical situation. In that critical situation, using his judging ability, how he takes one decision, that will be tested by this test, situational judgment test. Then the next one, mental arithmetic test. We know arithmetical operations: addition, subtraction, division and multiplication. So this one, they check their speed of doing this arithmetics, how fast they do the calculations. Okay, addition, subtraction, multiplication, how they do, whether they do very fast, that will be checked in this mental arithmetic test. Then vocabulary test. Vocabulary, that speaking skill, isn't it? How much fluency they have in the language English or any other language also. Okay, then how they think, their how they express their thoughts. That one, that is called communication skill. So vocabulary test also will be conducted, whether they are able to speak out fluently. Okay, vocabulary test. Then the last test under this aptitude test is number sequence test. Number sequence. There will be a sequence in the numerical form. So the candidates will be asked to fill one number in between using the logic in number. Okay, one pattern will be given. So they have to fill that, what is the missing number. Okay, so around 10 aptitude tests are available to test the aptitude of the candidates. Okay, then the second test is achievement test. Achievement test. The second test under the ability test is the achievement test. Okay, after the testing the aptitude, they will test the achievement of the candidate, how he will achieve in a, or how he will accomplish, or how much knowledge he has in the particular field. Either it may be teaching or engineering candidate or mechanical candidate, whoever it is, or we can say the proficiency over the subject. We can call this achievement test as proficiency test also. How he is having the knowledge about the subject. Here they can test the educational qualifications. Educational qualification are the certificates that they have provided. If they have more knowledge, then they will have more, they might have scored more marks in that subject, isn't it? So the proficiency test will be conducted, or this one, it is conducted. That means how much experience they have. They want to test their experience or proficiency in that particular field or area. Okay, here example we can say one driver, how he will test his efficiency, his achievement. He will be asked to drive, okay, in front of the officials. Or one example, if a music student is there, they will ask him to play a particular musical instrument. Okay, or we for a teacher we can say what they will do. They will ask them to show one demo class. Okay, demonstration will be asked to give. So in this way they will test their achievement. Okay, that is called achievement test or proficiency test. Then the next test is intelligence test. Intelligence test. We can say this is one of the psychological tests. Okay, they are measuring the mental ability, how much he is able, mentally able, and how much capacity he is having, his individual capacity. Okay, that will be checked through this test, intelligence test. Okay, it is one of the psychological tests, and it is conducted to measure the mental ability and individual capacity of the candidate. Or we can say the intellectual capacity of a candidate is tested through this intelligence test. Okay. Then the last test under this ability test is the judgment test. Judgment test. How a candidate is working, how much is his capacity or reasoning capacity, or how much he is having the presence of mind. They may ask many questions, they will ask them to answer within 1 minute or 2 minutes. Immediately he has to think and reason out and he has to act. Okay, judgment, how he takes a decision, how he judge a special one specific situation. So that will be checked by this judgment test. Okay, to test his presence of mind and the reasoning capacity of the candidates will be checked through this judgment test. I think you might have understood these four tests. The first type of test, ability test. Okay, then we will learn the personality test. We have completed the ability test. Okay, now we will learn the personality test. Personality test. So what is this personality test? What is the meaning of the personality test? Means not the intellectual capacity, the non-intellectual capacity of a candidate. We can say the temperament, that how patient or how fast they, that are whether a low tempered, high tempered person. Okay, temperament. Then emotional response. Uh, then whether they are emotionally weak or strong, or with the stability or the capability that he is capable to face a situation, or he is highly emotional, not able to speak. Okay, here whether that question is wrong or right is not the question. Okay, that answer whether it is wrong not correct, but they will test. Okay, that will depend upon each person. Okay, so the first one is interest test. How much they are interested to work in a particular job. Okay, so they will measure by asking some question how much that person, that candidate is interested to work in that organization. Okay, they will asking some question, they will understand how interest, whether that person is interested or someone compels him to work, or for money's sake he has come, okay, or for namesake he is applying, okay, under the compulsion of some of the family members. But or some people will be with great interest, they might have applied for the job. So the interest will be checked through this interest test. Okay, then personality inventory test. Personality inventory test. Yes. Personality inventory test. Here they will check the personality only, but the why it is the given that word inventory, because their own characters, inborn characters, innate characters, their reliability will be checked. Okay, each person will be having some special inborn characters, that talents. Okay, so some standardized questionnaire will be given to the candidates, and they will check, okay, how that interpersonal skill, whether that person is introvert or extrovert. Introvert means a person who relies where he is very quiet, he may not mingle with others easily. But extrovertness means the person will mingle with others very easily, and he may talk to others. Okay, so they will check all these things, how much self-confidence he has. Okay, all these will be checked. That is called personality inventory test. Then projective test or thematic appreciation test, or it is called thematic appreciation test. In this test, this projective test or thematic appreciation test, they will measure the candidate's values or his attitude or his personality. How? They will show some pictures or figures, and they have to narrate or they have to interpret about that picture. So how a person is interpreting about a picture, and they will judge their attitude or their values, how great values he is having, or like an ordinary person they are analyzing by seeing a picture. Okay, so if a person, for example, yeah, sun, not the moon, and a house in the at night. Okay, one house that moon that trees will be drawn. So if they show a picture like this, that some person will say it is that moon is there. If we are in that particular house, we can admire the moon. Then it will be dim light, and they may say something about the night time. But some other people, they'll be telling that they are afraid of the night time. They do not like to be outside in the night, so they will judge all these things. Okay, so how they face a situation. Okay, whether they are capable of doing work even at night time, or they will be very afraid they do not work at night time. Okay, they may that is called thematic appreciation test. Okay, then the fourth one is attitude test. Attitude test. In this attitude test only, they will test the attitude of the candidates, or the candidates' tendencies towards the people, how they are having the attitude towards other people, or the one any situation, in a critical situation, how they will act, what all will be their values, their morals. Okay, their morals, then social responsibilities. All these will be tested by this attitude test. Okay, what is there? tendency towards people or situation or any action or any related things that will be checked by the organization. Okay, now we have studied about the test. So the first one, getting application, then scrutinizing the application, then third one is conducting test, various tests we have studied. Now the fourth Roman is interview. What is an interview? We know, isn't it? That interview, two or more people will be interviewing. So what the person one who is asking question, that is called interviewer. The other one is interviewee. Okay, the candidates will be the interviewee. Then the employer or the person who asks question is the interviewer. Okay, here the candidate, interviewee. Okay, so this word, this interview word came from a French word. Okay, intervoir. That means to see each other, to observe each other. Okay, so the interviewer will ask questions, or he will talk to the candidate, interviewee, and he will arrive at some suggestions, some conclusions. Okay, so we can say interview is a face-to-face interaction between the interviewer and the interviewee. Okay, here one definition is given by Scott and others. Scott and others, they say an interview, it is a purposeful exchange of ideas, isn't it? The interviewer will ask a question, the interviewee will answer. That means he is exchanging his ideas or answering of questions. Exchanging of ideas or answering of questions, and communication between two or more persons. So we can say interview means communication between two or more persons. Okay, that is called interview. So there are many types of interview. Okay, the first one is preliminary interview. Okay, types. First one is preliminary interview. Here in this preliminary interview, from the word itself, that it is done in the preliminary stage. Okay, starting stage. Here in this interview, it is conducted. Why they conduct? To know the general suitability, whether whether he is suitable to be selected. Okay, that is the preliminary interview. Here they will eliminate many candidates, and the remaining candidates will be taken. That is the preliminary interview. Okay, some generally they will ask some question, whether they are able to express their ideas, whether they are able to speak, or whether they can understand the language, if the English is essential. Okay, they may ask some questions. Some people may not be able to express their ideas. Okay, they may be shortlisted. Okay, so whether they are unfit or unqualified candidates can be eliminated. For that purpose, they conduct this preliminary interview, because many interviews, again they have to conduct that training, and they have to give training, or they have to appoint that person. So if they will judge whether this person can be appointed or not. Okay, that is why it is called preliminary interview. Then the second one is the structured or guided or planned interview. Structured interview or guided interview or planned interview. Okay, here as per the name, they will have some questionnaire. Okay, they will have already, they will prepare some questionnaires, planned questionnaires. Okay, so that questionnaire means a list of questions. will be prepared. These questions will be given to the candidates. They will be asked to fill. Okay, then they will give marks as per their standards. Okay, whether that question is correct or not, they will give marks for them. Then they will be, those who have scored more marks will be called for the next process. Okay, they will select. That is the next, it's a second kind of interview. Structured or guided or planned interview. Then just opposite, unstructured interview. No special questionnaire. Okay, no planned questionnaire. Okay, what they do, some just they will ask simple questions. Okay, free questions or frank interaction will be there. They may not plan to ask some question, but from where do you come, then, or how many people are there in your family, and whether how that person is answering. Okay, how did you come to know there is a vacancy in our institution? So all these that unplanned questions they will ask and they will conduct the interview. Okay, then in-depth interview. In-depth interview. From the name itself, depth, very deep. Okay, they may ask many questions related to the subject. Okay, each and nook and corner, they know they may ask many questions related to the subject, and they will come to know whether that person is having that knowledge of those that subject or particular field, whether he has full knowledge or not, thorough expertise knowledge, or any practical experience he has. Okay, so all these will be tested through this interview. That is called in-depth interview. Okay, then panel interview. Panel, a group. Okay, so a group of people will interview one candidate. Not one person, maybe 5-6 person will be there. Each may be one expertise. Okay, maybe psychological side, one subject. Many questions they may ask. Each person will be asking. Then they will check whether that candidate is able to answer all the questions. Okay, they will, each one will be having they will be allotting marks for their own questions. Then at last they will consolidate those marks, and the total marks uh, will be ranked. So those who have got the more marks will be selected. Okay, the other will be eliminated. That is called panel interview. Then stress interview. Stress, the candidate, whether that candidate is able to able to have patience. Okay, temperament, to test his temperament, whether he is disturbed by the stress given by the interviewer. Okay, they will create one stressful situation, whether he is able to answer, or he is irritated, or he gets angry, or he is not ready to answer in that stressful situation. Okay, or he is very calm and quiet to answer. Okay, for this purpose they are conducting this stress interview. Usually those who are having for that sales representatives, because when the sales representatives go for different that customers, they may irritate them, isn't it? In that situation, how these people act, or that defense, okay, or law enforcement agencies, these people also, to select people for this field also, will be given this kind of interview, stress interview. Okay, then the next kind is telephone interview. Till we have seen all that direct interview, now they can do the interview through telephone also. If the distance is more, they cannot contact in person, they can interview through phone also. They can ask many questions. Okay, that how he is able to answer or not through phone. If they are not satisfied, they can just eliminate that candidate. Okay, that is telephone interview. Then eighth one, online interview. The present situation, isn't it? Online interview. Here in the online interview, now we have my WhatsApp or video chat or any Google chat. Okay, in that one we have we know that technology has improved, isn't it? Information and communication technology has been improved, and we can conduct the interview through online also. Sometimes the candidates may not be able to come in person. He may live in a faraway place from the place where they are conducting the interview. If he is not able to come in person, they can conduct this online interview. Next one, group interview. You may not confuse with the group interview with the panel interview. Okay, here there one candidate will be interviewed by a group. Here one person will be interviewing a group of candidates. Okay, so here very easily they can look identify the persons. They may ask some questions, and those who are in a group, those who are able to answer, they can select them. Okay, so simply no need to waste the time for each and every person asking the same question. Okay, as group interview also can be done. Then video conferencing interview. This is not like online interview but video conferencing. Many people will be asking, okay, questions to a particular candidate. This is also like a telephone or online interview where the candidates are not able to attend the interview in person. Okay, maybe in phone, telephone, smartphone or computer, or with the help of any other smartphone, they will conduct this interview. Okay, video conferencing interview. Okay, we have learned many kinds of interviews. Now we will see the next process. Okay, before that we will mark some of the questions. Tomorrow we will see the next part. Okay, what is an interview? Okay, page number 91. See the last paragraph. Okay, interview. This up to here you mark. Intelligence test. Intelligence test. Today we have learned. Okay, page number 91. Intelligence test. Fully. Okay. Intelligence test. What is stress interview? Stress interview is the stress interview. Okay, up to here. Structured interview. Same page. Structured interview. This one fully. Okay. Then what do you mean by achievement test? Page number 90. Here, achievement test. Okay, from here to here. Okay, one sentence. How is panel interview conducted? 92. Panel interview. Okay, from here. Is accordingly. Okay, that you read it will be like a story only. Okay, you can write that. Panel interview. List out the various selection interviews. All the interviews you have to list. Okay, one list only the number you have to write. Then explain the important methods of interview. Okay, all the interviews, types of interviews. Okay, that from preliminary till group interview, 9 interviews there, that one you have to mark. Okay, you learn all these question answers. Okay, students, thank you very much.